Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now we bringing back talks with Tony, and typically this will go out in the midday if I don't have a standard lesson. And ironically, man, this is so annoying. Like we can't do nothing without the raggedy behind scammers. So for one, let me say any comment you get in the comment section, somebody telling you to write them on WhatsApp or whatever, it is 1,000% scam, and hopefully y'all will realize and know that it is very common though. They do it on every YouTube channel that's growing or big or whatever. So understand that I'm pretty sure they probably got a person or two and who probably never told because they probably felt so embarrassed that they got scammed. But listen, I have in the description box, I have control over that. Nobody could put a link there or anything but me. I'm the only one who have access to my YouTube channel to write anything. So as far as under the video, in the comments, that's open to the public. Anybody could write there. So they copy my picture and use my name and but you got to think about it. I am not one of the relationship coaches that's cheating on their wife. I'm not finna tell you in nobody comments to write me on WhatsApp now. Come on now. Come on now. You done hit your head. I'm not finna give you a phone number and tell you to write me on WhatsApp. I am married. Think about it now. Now, because some of y'all, you got to get out and get some sunlight. If you think that I'm finna be in the comments writing you talk about make a donation on WhatsApp, get out to get you some vitamin D instead of that other D you getting. Get some vitamin D, the sunlight now. Now people writing me, DMing me. I'm like, listen, this the World Wide Web, this the internet. Y'all ain't no scams out here. It's like that. So yes, that is very common. And what I was gonna say is the bad part about me giving out the inbox address. I'm getting emails from a bunch of scamming sites talk about we want you to promote this and promote that, and I'm like, now what is this scam? Like you want me to give you my bank account information? So they got a scam now on creators. They'll come and say they work for Sony, and they'll say they work for Sony. And let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Showcase affordable luxury for restful nights. Helix Sleep. And they got this email, this address, this site, op.pl. And then they say partnering with the mattress provides YouTubers amazing opportunity to engage their audience with quality personalized sleep. And it's this ad. And then if you're interested, let us know. But they .com ain't even no .com where they writing me from. And so then if I write them back, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, see here, look, this old scam website that they writing me from. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, yes, okay, the pay is $500. Please send us your bank account information where we can send a wire, and then they steal that information and then try to go and wipe the account clean. And so that's the scam that they doing on us. So they ain't just trying to scam y'all, they trying to scam us too. So the first letter, so the email address is inbox@tonygaskins.com. I just delete through the scam. And when you write a question about your situation, put as much detail as possible so I'll know and be able to keep up with it. But it is inbox@tonygaskins.com. So got this email here. Let me move this and get this over here. Y'all got to forgive me because my doggone email going crazy right now. Like, my goodness. Email going crazy. Put my laptop on here. And so send in your questions. got to forgive me. Wow. Well, just had a sponsor come in. So if you watching this video, hmm, just had a sponsor come in for 4 boys for the boys club, the new group that I started on TonyGastonAcademy.com. So if you're not able to afford this year, it's $47 for the full year. Then just send an email to support@TonyGaston.com. And y'all forgive me. Sorry about that. So y'all just have to learn to fast forward when you come on here on my videos. I know you be getting mad, getting uptight in your britches, but it's just exercising emotional intelligence. Just get your life together. So this email, hey Tony, how's it going, man? I overheard some women at work in the break room talking about your channel. After listening to them talk about things you said, I realized you were talking about the old me, the bad guy. I looked you up and here I am already reaching out. It took some time, but I don't do the things I used to do. I ain't that guy no more. Man, how can I get my wife back? I'm putting it all out there. My wife divorced me over 10 years ago. I never stopped loving her and I still want her back. I feel like a piece of my body is missing. I think about my wife every day. I wake up with her on my mind, and before I fall asleep at night, she's on my mind. I wonder if she is okay anytime there are accidents on the highway. I worry if she is safe when she goes to these stores by herself. I worry if she needs help with anything because she doesn't ask me for nothing. When we were married, I made sure my wife was taken care of, even though I was not doing right. I was with her for 20 years, but I've known her since we were kids. We got 3 kids. I messed up our marriage. I had a selection of side pieces and I was cheating, but I didn't think she would leave. I've been knowing this woman since I was 13. I'm now 50. We dated in high school, went to college. We did everything together. We were together almost every day since middle school. She was there when I had nothing. She rode with me in my first hoopty with no air and no heat. She helped me start my career. I wouldn't be what I am on my job right now if it wasn't for her. She is part of me. I love this woman. I love how she smells. I love her smile. I love her silliness. I love how she feels. I love how she laughs out loud in her sleep and it startles her so she wakes up. I miss that. I even miss a little of her crazy side. She won't even talk to me. She blocked me for years. She never remarried after we divorced. Thankfully, she was raising the kids and never wanted a man around them. When I am around the kids for her birthdays, I just want to hold my wife. She won't even let me hug her and usually stays on the other side of the room and avoids me during any events for our kids. I asked her plenty of times to go to lunch or dinner so we can get to know each other again or talk about the kids, and she laughed. She speaks just to say hello when she sees me, and that's it. It hurts being around them knowing that I destroyed my family and lost my best friend. I leave the parties or school events, and sometimes I just sit in my truck and try not to break down. I know I broke her heart, and not having that woman has broken me. I thought by now it would be better, but the pain seems to be getting worse. Like I said, man, I had a couple of women on the side. I thought I could get away with it. Most of my homeboys were doing the same thing, and their wives didn't leave. But after I kept cheating and doing my wife wrong, talking to her crazy, always gone, she started talking with this young cat she worked with. She never locked her phone, so I looked through her phone one day and she was talking to the cat every time I wasn't home. My wife never gave any man any attention in all the years we were together, so I knew something was up. Man, she let that cat run up in her. I couldn't believe it. I think she did it on purpose. I knew she would not lie. So when I asked her if she slept with him, she said, "Yep, just cold." Man, she is cold-blooded. She didn't even seem like she was sorry she did it. No shame. Eventually she left him alone and she apologized, but I kept throwing it in her face. Man, that hurt me to my soul. I know I did her wrong for a few years, but that was not her character. That was not who she was. She was not like these women in the streets. I couldn't deal with knowing she did this and she acted like she liked it. She had never done that. Man, I was imagining all kinds of stuff about what that man did with my wife. I wanted to get my hands on him, but I had to chill out. So I kept cheating, and looking back, I realized how bad I dogged my wife after she cheated. So she divorced me. That left me broke and living with my mama. My mama was not having me living with her. She liked my wife and got on me about what I did. So I used one of my side pieces to get a place to stay. I moved in with her and agreed to marry her in less than a couple of months after my divorce. Yeah, man, you read that right. I married one of my side pieces. I cheated on her the whole time until last year, but as of March 2024, I don't do that no more. I've been trying to get my life right. I'm still married to the side piece on paper, but never really married her in my heart. She was the only side piece stable enough with a good job, and she reminded me of my wife. I was broke and needed somewhere to stay. My wife was taking all my money in the divorce and still taking it. I only married her because she was stressing it, and my wife didn't want nothing to do with me, and I needed to get on my feet. I told her 2 weeks after we married that I still love my wife. Look, man, I was a bad person. I own that. I didn't have no good example growing up. My daddy was a cheater. It ain't no problem for me to get a woman out here. In that uniform, I can get a woman easier than getting a free meal. But I am not the same person I was a year ago. It's only one woman for me, and that's my wife, my real wife, my first wife. I got the paperwork filed with the lawyer so I can get out of this current situation. I don't have nothing with the side piece, and we don't have kids together. But she will not sign, so I don't know how long this will take. I found a place and will be moving this weekend. I am going to church a little now, going more often than usual, but every time I go to church, I feel out of place. We were in church together a few months back, and the side piece was praying to God for this marriage, but I was praying to God for my wife. This is messed up. I feel messed up inside. I used to go to church with my wife and kids before we divorced, and that's what I think about when I'm in church. I'm always thinking of my family. I know that I have to get out of this situation. I have that in the works. I know I'm supposed to be with my wife and I want her back. How can I get my wife to talk to me to see that I've changed? How can I get my wife back? I don't do this social media stuff, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm out of options trying to get her to just hear me out. If she gives me another chance to talk and date her again, she will easily see that I'm not that person that she divorced. I am the person that she married, but more mature. I work a lot of long shifts, but I will definitely check your channel from time to time to see if you got any suggestion for me. In the meantime, I'm putting in the work. Thanks, man. Now, hopefully he sees this, and if you see this, just the way the algorithm work, the way the Lord work, he'll probably see this. You need to be watching every video. Just get any sentence that you can get. And this right here, the thing about it is it's never over till it's over, like as long as you living. But in order to get your wife back in this situation, you have to do the extreme. It was extreme the way that you were cheating on her and the way that you were dogging her out and mistreating her. And then when she gave you a taste of your own medicine, which she obviously did to hurt you because of how she answered you so coldly when you asked her if she slept with the guy. And we don't even know if she truly slept with him or if she just said that to make you mad. But even if she did, she obviously did it because of the state that you put her in and the way she was feeling and how lonely she was feeling. And we make that mistake on every man. And not every woman will go and sleep with another man because she may respect her body enough to not put her life in danger or in harm's way. But almost every woman, and not every woman now, because I've met women who've been dogged completely out and they never talk to another man, not even in a text message flirty way. So some women won't even do that. And in my space and talking to women have an open and a safe space to be honest. And I've had a woman tell me that in retaliation to her husband cheating, she cheated and did things with the man she cheated with that she never did with her husband, like having back to back, orgasms and allowing the man to insert himself into her exit, and things that she never did with her husband, she did with the man that she cheated with, because he was more aggressive, more assertive, and more, dominant and forward than her husband was. And that really broke my heart to hear that. That broke my heart to hear that. To God be the glory, she wasn't an African American woman, because that would have hurt me a lot more. I think she was of another race, and because I would have pictured and felt it different. No offense to y'all women of other races. God bless you. Keep your head up, scratch your booty, and get glad. But with this right here, if I were you, I would be very drastic in my approach. Like, you asked her, but she laughed at you, and it's probably because you asked her in the same tone you would ask her when you were the old you. I would send her roses to her job every week, as much as I can afford it, at least once a week. I would write her a handwritten letter every week. I would ask her on a handwritten letter to come outside, and I would have the helicopter flying over that's saying, "Will you take me back?" The one that have it trailing on tail. I'm really mean this. And I will keep going. And eventually I will get a billboard, and I'll spend that $3,000 or that $600, and I'll put her name on there, such and such. Will you take me back? The way that she got to go home. You got to be drastic and you got to be dramatic when you have really dogged a woman out. You can't ask her to be back with you from a normal space. And she still may not be with you, but you have to pull out all stops. One thing I will say is, don't bring anybody else in it. Don't have her friend asking her. Don't have your friend, your mom, or any of your friends or family or mutual friends or any of her people reaching out to her. Everything has to be you doing it yourself. You know her address. You go to the kids' parties and all of that. So you know her address. You can literally write her a handwritten letter. If you struggle with it, use ChatGPT and just prompt it in chatgpt.com and say, "I want to write my ex-wife 14 letters. Can you write a 500-word letter apologizing and asking her, can we talk?" And just copy that, paste it, and then put it in your words if you struggle. One thing I will tell you is, you're a very smart man and you're very well spoken and you're a great writer. I know this is far-fetched and out of the way, and you probably ain't thought about this, but you should write a book. I rarely read these emails with no typos and no grammar errors. Like, you wrote this very, very well. You definitely could write a book, because this is something that every man needs to hear, because we all do this. We all take our woman for granted and we push her to the point of no return, and we push her to where she may open up and start entertaining conversation or more with another man. And that is the male nature, because we're gamblers, we take chances, we're risk takers, we're warriors, we're killers, we're built for that, to go to press the line, to go all the way to the end. Like, we want to tiptoe on the edge of the cliff to see if we can hang on by one toe and not fall off. And that right there, it'll end up costing us. So, you take and you pushed her, You take and you pushed her and you pushed her, and for her to do what she did and for her to be acting towards you the way she's acting towards you, it really speaks to me of just like how much she loved you, and she was so in love with you. That's why she can't really take the risk of talking to you. If she talks to you, if she stands by you at the parties, if she deals with you too much, she'll fall back in love with you. So she's treating you the way she's treating you because she knows how crazy about you she is and she was. And I love the fact that she would laugh in her sleep. That just lets me know, her spirit was in the right place. And hopefully it wasn't, hopefully, you got to forgive me. My wife texted me, so I just make sure she don't be waiting. Hopefully it wasn't her laughing at the guy from work jokes in her sleep. That happens as well with the human brain, but we'll believe it was just her having a good spirit. So you got to pull out all the stops. But before you pull out all the stops, you also have to ask yourself, do you really, really want her back? And can you be 100% faithful? I believe a man can be 100% faithful only because I'm 100% faithful. Had I not been doing it myself, then I wouldn't believe it was possible. But because I'm doing it myself, I know that it's possible. And I know that I was out there as a young man. I was a womanizer, sleeping around. And so for me to be able to turn over a new leaf and live the life that I'm living and be walking in my purpose, I know that it's possible. So I honestly believe that you need to turn this into some purpose and come up, write a book about what you did to her and why you did it to her and what you were thinking and what you were looking at. And I also want to point out to the women who watching this is y'all thought I was lying when I told y'all that a lot of men cheat and that when you look around, you don't find a lot of men living the right way. And he said that. He confirmed that in here. He said that of a lot of guys that was like all his homeboys was cheating on their wife and their wife didn't leave. So that also shows you how a lot of women are weak, low self-esteem, lack of self-love, and just stay for the sake of the kids or stay for the sake of Facebook or friends and family not being able to laugh at them or just not wanting to be alone. And then also too them having the reality and saying, man, these men don't be faithful. So why am I gonna leave to just be alone and then or get with another man who do the same thing? So that shows you how we gotta be pressing the line. We got to change. We got to grow. As men, we got to grow up. To the fellas watching this, learn a lesson from this and see that if you doing your woman wrong, your time gonna be up. Like you can't keep treating her bad and talking down to her and mistreating her and doing all of that and just expect her to stay there and expect for it all to just be, peaches and cream. Like you can't do that. Like it's going to catch up to you. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. So I want you to understand this and realize that you got to get this together. And once you start to get that together, you start to realize like, okay, things got to change. Things got to be different. Then that's when you're able to start to maneuver and move a little different. And you're able to learn from those mistakes that other men have made, and you start to embrace your relationship and bask in your relationship and focus on your relationship, and you get outside the box and you start to think about what can you do, like every day I try to think about what can I do to show my wife I love her. When I finish filming and I got the coach, then I'm going to pick up a $400 order of flowers to get her today. And I ordered a gift from overseas that I'm gonna give her today. And I got a cake made because it's Valentine's, but we doing soccer on Valentine's, unfortunately. So, and then I'm, and she under the weather right now, so I can't have her do a massage or nothing because she can't lay in that position with all the sinus and everything. And so I'm gonna massage at the house, and we'll order in, or we'll go to lunch if my order that she ordered me comes in, she said. And so just thinking about that, and I work for my wife. Like, my kids, they are beneficiaries, but I work for my wife. Everything I create, everything I produce, it's because I want to give my wife the world. And I'm all the way invested and committed. And I'm telling you, as a man who done been out there, slept around, seen it all, did it all, none of that lifestyle compares to be all in with one woman, completely faithful to one woman. None of that compares. Like, I could trade this. I could trade this. I could go out and cheat, and I could get a caliber of woman that would cheat and be quiet, and that wouldn't say nothing. That'll be okay. Why? I know women that's doing it. I know women that's doing it with celebrity men, with influencer men, and the public does not know. And I know because of the space I'm in as a coach. So it is happening. There are men that you looking at on TV that are married, and some not married, that got a whole woman that you don't know nothing about. And so it's real. It happens. Not everybody tell. The relationship coach, the other relationship coach who cheating on his wife, the scallywags he was dealing with, they say they finna tell. But it's certain scallywags that won't tell. And so I could trade this life in and go live a different life and take my chances. But I know it don't compare because I've already been over there. And so you got to really ask yourself, if you go and you pull out all the stops and you need to sign up for one-on-one coaching, this right here ain't enough. This ain't specialized enough. This ain't curated enough. This ain't direct enough. And it's things that you need to hear. It's things that you need to hear as a man, and the way you got to look yourself in the mirror, that I don't want to say here because it could come off as emasculating or disrespectful, but it's things that I will say to you one-on-one that you have to really address as a man and look yourself in the mirror and take accountability for and come to terms with before you really open up this here and create this plan to get her back. And can you get her back? I believe so. I know it's women who they beyond the point of return, but I met a woman who she wrote a book about remarrying her ex-husband. And from what I do as a coach and having worked with thousands of women, I don't ever think a woman is too far gone. I just think that men are too arrogant and too stubborn. Like, I coach men all the time who claim to want their woman back, but when I tell them what you got to do to get her back, they don't want to do it. And so it lets me know that they don't really love her the way they say they love her, because they don't want to be selfless. They still want to be stubborn. They still want to be selfish. They still want to be arrogant. They still want to do things their way. And it lets me know that they're still an abusive or a controlling or a toxic man. Because in order to truly be a man, and in order to be a leader, and in order to be a man that a woman really wants, you got to be selfless. You got to be willing to open up and do whatever it takes. Like, you can't have pride and ego when you are in the wrong and you destroy the relationship. So when I say that I would write my ex-wife, a letter and ask her, I'll write my woman a letter and I would ask her, say, hey, at 4 p.m., please come outside and look up in the sky, because there will be a very big event happening that I don't want you to miss. And if that costs me $1,500, $3,000, and she don't come outside, then I'll be standing out there and I'll record it on my phone, and then I'll text it to her email it to her. However, in case she didn't see it, just so she see that I'm doing the most. I am doing the most. And then I will tell her that I got our kids some tickets to this game. And I reach out to the arena and they do the birthday shout outs. I do her birthday shout out, or I do the message, will you take me back? And every single way that I could get that in front of her face, I get in front of her face. But I would not force her and would not try to coerce her in the sense of like, this taking too long. Why you treat me like this? This rule, you need to do this, you need to do that. Wouldn't try to force the issue. And I let her go through her wave of emotions. But this your wife. And this your wife for life. Another lesson I want to make is to the side piece. Don't ever be a man's side piece, because this is the space you occupy. This is how every man feels about a side piece. And that's what I try to get women to understand. But so many women just know so much and won't just listen when a man try to tell you, because women will say the same thing, the very thing that he said. What? Let me read it to you. So she divorced me. That left me broke and living with my mama. My mama was not having me live with her. She liked my wife and got on me about what I did. Now it's a lesson right there, ladies. Don't think everybody mama is against you. Don't hate your mother-in-law for no reason. Don't think that every mama got a mama's boy and she baby and spoil her son. He just proved that to be a lie. She liked my wife and got on me about what I did. So I used one of my side pieces to get a place to stay. If you are a side piece right now, you need to love yourself. You need to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Folgers, send me a check. You need to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. You're living like a piece of trash. That man do not care for you. That man does not love you. So I used one of my side pieces to get a place to stay. I moved in with her and agreed to marry her in less than a couple of months after my divorce. I have heard this so many times from women when I try to tell them that a side piece is a garbage can and that man does not care about that side piece. And they say, well, Tony, well, my husband left me and he married his side piece. And they say that as if, Tony, you wrong. The side piece isn't just a piece of trash. It does mean something, because this is what my man did. And now you see here from the horse's mouth exactly why he did it. This what happened every single time. This side piece is a piece of trash. This is a no good, sorry, dumb woman. It's impossible for a man to love a side piece. Truly. The side piece is an escape. The side piece is a scapegoat. The side piece is an outlet. The man do not love no side piece. It's impossible. Don't love no side piece. So I used one of my side pieces to get a place to stay. I moved in with her and agreed to marry her in less than a couple of months after my divorce. Now, what are the optics on this if you're on his Facebook? If you're on his Facebook, you're going to say, wow, he married wrong with his first wife, and then he met his soulmate who he truly, truly loved, and that's why he married her so fast within a couple months of his divorce. So that must be his soulmate. That must be the reason why he married her so fast. That's what we will say if we was on his Facebook peanut gallery. We're going to assume, and then what we're going to do, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Well, people choose wrong. People make mistakes. We all human. It's such thing as marrying wrong. That's why we got a divorce rate as high as it is. People marry wrong. Sometimes you don't know. He met her too young. He met her when he was in middle school, high school. He didn't know what he was doing, but then he met his real match. He met the love of his life. Here go the side piece, thinking she the love of the life, and is helping be a home wrecker. Yeah, man, you read that right. I married one of my side pieces. One of my side pieces. So she not even the only one. She one of multiple side pieces. So here she is thinking she the prize because she done stole another woman's husband, and she got a lost, broken, hurting man who is dreaming and crying about his ex, and she thinks she got a husband. She ain't got no husband. She got a band. Meaning on her hand. She got a band on her hand, but she ain't got the hus. She missing the hus, and she just got the band. And the reason why, because he thinking about his ex. I cheated on her the whole time until last year. So married the side piece and then continued to be the same man that he was with the ex. That right there shows you the brokenness of some humans. I ain't even gonna say some men, because there's some women like this too. This show you the brokenness of some humans right here. So the side piece thought she came up and she was getting cheated on the whole time. But as of March 2024, I don't do that no more. I've been trying to get my life right. I'm still married to the side piece on paper, but never really married her in my heart. She was the only side piece stable enough with a good job, and she reminded me of my wife. So here he chose her, and I missed that part, that she was a stable side piece with a good job and reminded him of his wife. So he was trying to remarry his wife in another woman. Side piece, I want you to hear this. And I in my head, I keep saying you are a piece of trash, and the Lord keep convicting me. So forgive me. Sorry, I don't mean it like that. I mean you living trashy. You living like a piece of trash because you condoning what this man doing. So it's making you. And people always say, "Well, Tony, why are you saying that to the woman?" Because she get to see what the man is doing. So it's bad enough that we have one broken dummy. When you see that we have a broken dummy on our hands and you proceed to be double dumb, you twice as worse. Because you see this person being dumb, being reckless, being immature, being irresponsible. So you see all of that, and then you choose to join them in that party. That makes it worse. It's like, let them be dumb by their self. Pray for them from a distance. Like, no, you go ahead with that. I'm not joining you in that debauchery that you got going on. And you move on. Like, don't stoop to the level of a broken human being. And then want to pat yourself on the back and feel like you a good person. No. Wake up. Smell the Folgers in the morning. I've been trying to get my life right. I'm married to the side piece on paper, but never really married to her in my heart. She was the only side piece stable enough with a good job, and she reminded me of my wife. I was broke and needed somewhere to stay. My wife was taking all my money in the divorce and still taking it. I only married her because she was stressing it, and my wife didn't want nothing to do with me, and I needed to get on my feet. I told her 2 weeks after we were married that I still love my wife. Another lesson for the side piece. Stop begging that man, trying to force that man to marry you. That man do not want to marry you. That man just got done with his wife, and you don't want to look stupid to your Facebook friends, and you want to have a husband so bad, and you want to look like you won. So you forcing the man hand to marry you, and you buying a man. You buying a man with 3 hots in a cot, becoming his new prison, while he's staring out the window, caged bird singing, thinking about his ex-wife. Get your life together. And to the men who you doing this right here, get your life together. That is weak. That's weak behavior. And I ain't talking to this brother because he already came to his realization. I'm talking to the other men that's watching this and you doing the same thing. It's weak. It is very, very, very stupid. It is very irresponsible. And you need to wake up. You need to become a man. You need to put your big boy britches on. You need to man up and you need to do what you need to do. You got to get your life together. That is absolutely terrible. Get your absolute life together. You got to do better. You was doing terrible. You have got to do better. Do not keep living that raggedy lifestyle. That is the wages of sin. Now, because think about this. Everybody won't be as fortunate as this man. This man's wife could have slit his throat. The new wife who he got with and finesse, she could have slit his throat. The wife, when she went, the ex-wife, when she went to sleep with that young man from the job, she could have caught HIV, came home and intentionally gave it to him. The young man she was dealing with at the job could have really loved the woman and had fallen in love with her and felt like he need the ixnay the husband, and he could have put a hit on the husband life. Could have took that husband life. So this man right here was spared. But don't take his grace for granted. Don't think that because he made it, you gonna make it. You could lose your life. You could lose your health. You could lose your sanity. Look at the point that he in. He say he don't even really do social media like that. And he heard of me in the break room from women at the job talking about me. God bless you. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of cool. That's an interesting story if that is true. Like, man, y'all taking my name all in the break room and y'all talking loud. They might have was trying to sub him, knew what he was going through with his wife, and was trying to tell him your butt need to listen to Tony Gaskins. He'll sorry, no good, lazy ball. They probably was subbing him, hitting him with that subliminal messaging. But hey, however, and whatever they was doing, it worked out. And so here we are today. And I'm here to tell you, you got to take a lesson from other people's calamity and learn from it and heal and grow and build, because that's what it's going to take. So, hey, thank y'all so much. We got more of these, but like you see, this took about 40 minutes. It could have took a little longer because, and we got some from February. So remember, that's a scam one there. Inbox at TonyGaskins.com. Inbox at TonyGaskins.com. And these people be on here listening to the videos and stealing my email and sending me marketing emails. This one is from an actual .com though, so it might be real, but the stuff be stupid though. This company write me talking about they blend hypnosis, astrology, and tarot and white magic to help clients reach their goals, and coming to me to promote it. Talking about you obviously do not listen to my comment, you demon. Shut that mess up and stay out my email inbox with your satanic worship. Y'all is some idiots. I can't stand that mess. Got these doggone devil worshipers. So I done blocked that advertisement group on my page of like tarot and esoteric and all of that right there, demonic worship. And y'all stay out my comments. If you do tarot cards and crystals talking about that's for Christians, you do not read your Bible. Please get off my page. Hit unsubscribe fast as you possibly can. I do not want you over here spewing that mess. So if you can't come over here and sit and just listen and learn something, get off my page. I do not play with that demonic mess. You have been deceived. That is demonic. And let me tell y'all women something. The Lord has been convicting my spirit, because what the Lord is telling me is that women are being used by Satan for the demonic. Women are being used to destroy relationships, to destroy marriages, to destroy family and household, because the devil has already ran his course with the men. He has used the men for countless centuries to do damage and destruction, and now Satan has shifted his focus and his sights to women, and he is trying to deceive and destroy the world through women, through the feminist movement, through the man-hating movement, with the women, I could do it better than a man. I'm strong as a man. I'm better than, when the Bible says a woman is a weaker vessel. Now we got women competing with men to see who the strongest, and trying to take the jobs of men and compete with men instead of resting in your femininity, loving the Lord, letting God show you your husband, and your husband protecting and providing while you being the CEO of home and being able to love your kids and be there for your kids and live a soft life while your husband living a hard life. Now the devil has deceived women to want women to live a hard life so women can compete with men to be tough and to be hard. And then the next thing you know, got to be drinking alcohol every night, got to be playing with dildos and watching porn to relax and go to sleep, because you focus so much on being hard so that you can compete with a man for a job. And that is of Satan. Now women is in the tarot cards, women in the crystals, women in the manifestation, women into all this demonic stuff. Women is sleeping around, saying casual sex is okay, saying playing with yourself is okay, masturbation is okay, dildos is okay. Every woman got a rose, got a bullet, got a vibrator. Women reading all these nasty books with all these gay men and gay women in these books, and all this erotic fiction and all this filthiness. That is all of Satan. Satan comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. And now he has set his sights on the woman, and he is destroying women. He is destroying wives. He is destroying mothers, because the woman is closest to the child. So if he could destroy the woman, he could destroy the women. And now y'all daughters is nasty and disgusting. My son, who is a virgin and still ain't had his first kiss, coming home telling me that, Dad, I don't think I'm gonna be able to meet a wife who is a virgin, because these girls is disgusting. He say they leave school on Friday, they go sleep with 3 or 4 boys on the weekend because they mama letting them go all every kind of way, and they come to school Monday bragging about how many men they slept with on the weekend. Your daughters is nasty. You got to get your daughters. So now we raising our sons the right way, and sons can't even meet a decent woman. Why? Because the devil has shifted. He has shifted. God raising up men like me to sound the alarm, to call out these bums of men who sitting on podcasts and claiming to be Christian but keep fornicating. I am virtually slapping them in their mouth every single day, and they are waking up and they trying to change their tune, and they starting to change their life, because it's real warriors on the front line who is not playing with these clowns, and they getting called out, and they getting consecrated, or they getting incarcerated digitally, virtually, or they're going to get castrated spiritually. And so now the Lord say, you done came, I done use you to deliver these women, to get these women out of the traps of toxic and devilish men. But now you got to address these women directly, and you got to call out their debauchery, call out their sin, call out their fornication, call out their lasciviousness, call out all of this nastiness that they are into. And you got to speak truth to power. And the Lord say, even in your own household, to your own wife, because she could be deceived by this TikTok and all of this foolishness that's out here, just like anybody else. And that's going to affect me and my ministry. So Men of God got to start speaking the truth in love with power to our wives, to our girlfriends, to our fiancés. We got to lead with a gentle strength, but yet still an assertive and assured confidence. We got to be real men, and we got to show what we want. We got to be an example of what we want. We got to stop asking our woman to do this and do that. If we're not doing the equivalent as a man, we got to become real leaders. And y'all women, it is time to shut up, sit down, and listen. Stop getting offended by everything. Stop trying to have an argument by everything, and listen to men of God. Let men of God be leaders, the ones that you see God raising up, and be humble enough to rest in your feminine and to be quiet and to listen. Like the Bible say, listen, get that wisdom. And so you can learn how to trust a man. So you can learn how to submit to a man. Because if you can't do that digitally and virtually, you won't be able to do that physically in real life with your own husband who is protecting and providing for you. If you can't even listen to an innocent stranger who don't mean you no harm, but trying to give you the game and help you elevate your mental so that you can even become attractive to a real man of God. If you can't be quiet and listen to that, you're not going to be able to listen to nothing. You never going to get married. And if you ever get married, it's going to be to a demon. And you're going to get ran to hell faster than you could blink. If you can't sit down and be quiet, open your ears, open your mind, and listen to the instruction from the Lord that's coming through healthy and whole men and women of God. It is time. Y'all women is under attack. And if you don't believe me, look at your TikTok feed, look at your Instagram feed, look at all this drama, look at all these loudmouth women online with all this cattiness, all this drama, all this gossip, all this tarot, all this crystal, all this zodiac, all this horoscope. Look around. Look at the female rappers and music artists. Listen to what they singing about, what they rapping about, what they talking about. Look at the television stars that are women and what they showcasing, what they promoting and revealing. Look at what they going through. Look at how they living. And you tell me that you don't see that it is a concerted effort by Satan to deceive women and to destroy. Now using the woman as well as using the man. He already got the man. He already been using the man. Now he said, I got to get the women. I got to get the women. You better wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. If you got you a vibrator, a rose, a dildo, you under satanic influence. You in fornication, you under satanic influence. You doing tarot cards, you read horoscope, you studying your zodiac, you worrying about manifesting and all of that right there, all it nonsense, you are under satanic influence. I am here to tell you, do not think it's strange. Do not think you above the fray. God don't mix with all this foolishness that's out here. God does not mix with all that. What you need to do is read 2 chapters a day from your Bible. Before you brush your teeth, before you shower, before you work out, before you wash your face, before you get out of the bed, have a Bible on your nightstand or in the bed next to you. And the moment you wake your eyes, you open your eyes, you pray, you thank the Lord for another day, for breath in your body. And this goes for men and women. And you open your Bible and you read 2 chapters. And you read the whole Bible from front to end, because even if it ain't talking directly to your life, one thing is, because you spent that time with the Lord, the Lord going to be on your heart and your mind for the rest of the day. And it's going to be hard to get into sin. It's going to be hard to pick up that vibrator if you open your Bible. You read 2 chapters in the morning. You can read 2 chapters on lunch if you eat by yourself, and you read 2 chapters at night. Or you could read 111. And if you don't like the number 6, then add a 3 chapters at one of the times, and so you do 7. And whatever it is, but get that word in you. Get the word, thus saith the Lord, in you. And you could get a study Bible where it break it down. So anything you don't understand, then you read the breakdown about it. And you get your notepad, you write what you learn, write what you feel, write what you get from it. So you write it upon the tables of your heart. Now, men and women need to do this. Men and women need to do this. But right now, under this season, the devil is going very, very, very hard and relentless at women. That's why we got these false prophetess that's doing podcast tours to spew their nonsense and their ignorance. And then we have dumb men that's under the influence of these Jezebel women and giving up their podcast to these Jezebels to come sit on their podcast and spew foolishness. We got all of that going on, and we got to get it together. Get your life together. You got to learn, you got to grow, you got to do better, you got to do more, you got to work. It's time. So, hey, thank you. Listen, y'all gonna see my subscribers and all that go down, because it's finna be holy fire and brimstone over here. Not playing with nobody no more. I ain't placating. We not playing the devil game no more. It ain't worried. I'm not worried about no money. I'm not worried about no subscribers. I ain't worried about that. God got me. I'm not pandering to men. I'm not pandering to women. I am working for the Lord. And if you can't respect that, this is not the place for you. And whatever you don't agree with, keep it out my comments. Take it up with the Lord. I do not care. I do not care. If I care about what you thinking, I will come over there on your page to see what you thinking. That ain't got nothing to do with me, because I only consult the Lord. I don't consult man and woman for their opinion. I consult the Lord. And so everything that come out of my mouth, it come from the convictions of my heart that the Holy Spirit has placed there. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to agree with you, nor am I here to debate and argue with you. I ain't got to prove nothing to no man or woman. I serve Jesus Christ, and that is it. And I do not care who like it and who do not like it. I will not waver on that. I will not play by that. And you will get blocked just as fast as you can write it out. You will be blocked. So just keep it to yourself and go on about your business. If you're not ready to learn, to grow, to heal, to stretch, to be more, to do more, to tap into your purpose, this is not the place for you. This is not about entertainment. Yeah, we do the reviews of the Pop the Balloon and all that, but that is still lessons. That is still teaching. We still living and learning and growing. That's what this is about. This ain't about nothing else. Do you hear me when I tell you? So understand that there now and get that together. But hey, this Tony Gaskins. God bless you. Keep your head up. Keep going. And we're going to make this thing here happen. It's time. It is time. It's time to fight the good fight. Because the Lord is not playing with us. And we got to get this thing together. It is time. But hey, this Tony Gaskins. And we will talk soon. And shout out to the Blessed Tribe, Patreon supporters, to the Tony Gaskins Family Foundation, to the Family Foundation. Y'all have really helped us. You've helped us even with our consultants and our 1099 individuals, being able to bless them. You've helped us with the runaways, with the single moms, with the young boys. You helping us across the board. We building. We talking to the different cities. Looking for the learning center, possibly have found a learning center in one of the cities. Gonna see if that happened, if that go through. You know how the devil be working. But worst case scenario, I'm gonna be raising the funds, and when I raise enough funds, I'll buy a building. Worst case scenario, well, that might be best case scenario. So we raising to buy a building for a learning center, turn into the learning center, build it out, have it, that cost, but eventually get us some land too, and on the land be able to put a gym. So that way the basketball team, maybe one day down the line, it might be a volleyball team in there that some women running and mentoring the volleyball players, whatever you could do on a court, have it in there. Pickleball, maybe, you don't never know. And so thank you. God bless you. We're going to be building this thing and just keep going up. Just keep going up. We got to do it. So I put the links in the description. Tony Gaskins Academy. We got the boys club on there for boys 10 to 18. We got the singles master class for the singles. That'll be closing this month, Lord willing. That'll be full. We got a life coach certification for you. And then all that is on TonyGaskInsAcademy.com. And then you'll see the donation link that I want you to save for when the Lord touch your heart to be a blessing in that way through that ministry. And we're going to be documenting portions of that. You can't document everything because I'm not in the business of showing people pain and misery or letting the left hand know what the right hand doing. But on the basketball team, we're going to be documenting the docu-series there to help them build their brand. So you'll get to see that element of the work. But God bless you, and we will talk soon.